There we go. All right, so I just started recording for everybody. I almost forgot to. That would have been really, really bad. So hey, Gary, Paul, Resty, Lisa, Nancy, Reno, Nevada. Cool. Hot there. Quebec, Eric, welcome. I always watch that Letterkenny where they say, it's awesome fishing in Quebec. I don't know if you guys saw that. Well, the American guys probably haven't seen it, but Kevin, Austin, Brad, Donna, Scott, welcome, welcome, welcome. Steve, I think I missed you. Anyway, the goal for today, finish off the local business campaign and start the physical product sales segment because it's going to take a webinar and a half to cover that part. So I got some feedback, and one of the things that somebody said was, hey, Will, I thought this was a beginner training program. This is way over my head. I don't know what I'm doing. And I was like, okay, I apologize, but I got to show you this stuff because would you rather see me do it and you follow along and be able to like get the replay and pause everything, or would you rather just dive in blind on your own and try and figure it out? So I understand it's daunting when you look at some of the dashboards and you think, man, I'm never going to get this. This is crazy. This is hard. I'm never going to do it, but you got to start somewhere, right? So I struggle, and I'm guilty of that. I try and jam too much into presentations because I just want to show you guys everything I know, but I have to pull back a lot and realize that there's some stuff that you don't need to know yet. There's a lot of stuff you do need to know when you're starting out. So I have to just keep putting my mind in the right mindset saying, okay, this is a beginner training program, beginner training program, beginner training program. So I got to show you stuff that to me it's like second nature, but we got to go through it. So yeah, it is. It definitely is a beginner training program. But like I said, would you rather stumble through it all on your own? Probably not, right? So how about this? Let me guide you through all the techie stuff. Let me help you. You're going to get a replay of this. You can pause it all along when you're doing your own campaigns. If you're running for a local business, if you are a local business and you're running it, create your own funnel, create your own ad campaign, go to town with it. If you're like an agency guy and you're trying to run funnels for people or run traffic for people for local, you can use that. You can also, if you're selling your own products on like Shopify, or my favorite is GearBubble as a print-on-demand platform, that's what I'm going to show you. So I'm going to show you the basics to get you going, get you up and running, and hopefully get you guys making some money. That'd be wonderful. So how does that sound? Give me an awesome in the chat box if you're with me. Oh, and so Luann, yeah, there are recordings. They're on my website, right there on the bottom right, ppc-coach.com. I post all the replays right there. So you can get a replay of week 1 and 2. They're on the site. This will be on the site. And next week, the last one, will also be on the site. Okay, cool. So I couldn't find a good one, but I asked Chuck Norris and he approves too, so thank God. And bonus points there if anybody knows what movie that's from. Anybody in the chat? First one gets a virtual high five from me. Yeah, Lisa got it. Good job, Lisa. Cool. All right, so today we're going to cover 3 things, okay? First, we're going to finish off the rest of that yoga studio campaign, so the local business stuff. We're going to finish that today. Second, preparation for selling physical products online, because you can't just dive in and sell them. You got to do some stuff ahead of time to get going, just like you had to for the local business. Well, you got to do the same, and a little bit more for the physical products. And when I say physical products, I'm talking anything really: t-shirt, hoodie, coffee mug, necklace, shot glass, poster, canvas print. I think, what was it? Teespring, I just got an email. They now have socks that they're offering. So that's crazy. But their base price is super high. So I don't know how people are going to make that work. But anyway, a physical product is something that somebody buys and physically gets delivered to them at their doorstep. I don't care what it is. It could be a piano for all I care. It's all the same principles. And it's all the same stuff that you're going to learn. So this week, we're going to hit that. And then we're going to do the next step. So if you have questions, as always, type them in the good old chat box. I'll cover as many as I can. We're going to try and keep it to an hour. But if we go a little bit over, I don't mind. So number 1, the rest of the Yoga Studio campaign. Video has been up. Now what? Now what do you do? Well, hopefully you've been getting leads. That's the ideal thing. But we're sending them here. I mean, it's a business. We got to make them money. We got to get them people in the door. So this is like phase 2 that we're going to cover today. And for the summary, we have to build a custom audience off of that video. Okay, and then we have to create an ad and use the custom audience for targeting. So I'm going to show you that. Doesn't take long at all. Then we're going to build lookalike audiences off the custom audience for scaling. Then we're going to create ads using the lookalike audience. So there's 4 things that we need to cover to finish that off. And I'm going to do that kind of like right now. So let's dive in. I have to exit this screen right there. So I have to go to good old Ads Manager. And the first thing we're going to see is I've only spent $8.25. You remember last week when I was saying make sure you put your payment method in? Well, I forgot because I'm human and I forgot. And I didn't do it till like late last night. So being that I'm in Canada and that's Australia, I cranked up the budget to like 25 a day to see if I could get some more views through there, but I apologize, I'm human. And you guys might make that mistake too, but we do have enough to work with, so that's good. So this is where we're in Ads Manager. We have got people viewing it, okay? The reach is 847, 3-second views is 349, but the video average is pretty low. It's like 6 seconds, or that's not good at all, and 12.13%. That means I got to work on my video. The video is not the greatest, but I mean, I did it on the fly on a live webinar, so what can you do? So 3-second views are here, but first things first, when we come in here, these columns are pretty much useless. So I'm going to show you what you need to do to set up your Ads Manager. It doesn't matter if you're doing local business or physical products or whatever. Click this tab, click Customize Columns, and we are going to basically get rid of a couple here. So we don't care about results. Well, we do, but not in this fashion. We're going to delete that. We're going to delete ends, schedule, relevance, 3-second, video average time. We don't really care about that. What we do care about is content views, website content views. We want to click that and put it over here. So you have to do this when you set yours up too, all right? And then this is going to apply to more on the physical product side, but we need to see who added it to cart. And I'm just showing you the dashboard that we want to set up. And then purchase, of course, we want to see website purchase and costs per website purchase, and then CPM. So I'm going to fly through this, but just set up your dashboard the same way. Now, bid as well, but we also need lead because we want to see the website leads and the cost per website leads. So I'm going to put these down at the bottom. So if you guys are focusing on getting leads, you want to know how many you got and what they cost. Okay, the bid we can drag up here. CPM we'll put at the very bottom. Purchases we'll put here. So it looks like this. So take a screenshot of that if you need to. You want to have campaign, delivery, reach, budget, bid, amount spent, website ads cart, website content views, purchases, cost per website purchase, and then if you're doing leads, you want to see your leads, how many you got, and the cost. Okay, and CPM is one that we put in just to kind of gauge how much it costs, all right? So let's click apply. Good. And you can see I haven't really got much going on. I got a couple clicks. No leads have tracked yet, but that's okay. We're going to keep going anyway. Now, when you do that, don't just stop there. You have to click this little save button, and you have to name it. So we're going to call this column preset, check, save, and then we're still not done. The last thing we have to do is set that as our default. So now whenever I load up my ad account, it's going to go to these default settings so that I can see the add to cart. So this is like our funnel, right? This is add to cart. This is people who viewed. This is people who bought. And this is how much it costs for a purchase. And then with leads, this is the number of leads I got and the cost per lead. So we need to know that. I also need this little CPM number. If this number, as a general rule, if it's above 10, then you need to work on the engagement on your page. And as well, your offer might not be good. Your product might not be good. It might be a lot of competition. But generally what I found is the page is lacking. So it's lacking likes and it's lacking content, which means the engagement is missing. Okay, so that's why I run little like campaigns. I'm actually going to show you one today, a like campaign, just to show you guys what it looks like. And the only reason I run it is to get the engagement up on the page so that my ad cost comes down. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on here because we want to build well, let's look at the ad first. Let's see if anybody even commented. I haven't really run much money at it at all, and I apologize for that, but we can still look at it. So I'm clicking to the ad tab, checkbox, and then up here, this little box, I click it, and I want to see Facebook posts with comments. So you can see, I don't have anybody really commenting yet. Well, I even forgot to put the profile picture in there, and that probably didn't help. But anyway, do you love yoga, free class, blah, blah, blah. The video plays. There's no sound. I should probably do sound as well. Click here to get your coupon. So 353 views, but the problem is like I kind of started it during their night, like late night for Australia. So it will pick up probably right now, but that's my fault. I blew that one. I should have put my payment method in. So that's a video. Anyway, we want to now create something. We want to create what's called a custom audience. So I go click on my tab, and all these things start showing up, and I can do under assets, I want to right click, and I want to do audiences. So this will take me into my audiences for this account. And I have nothing in here, so this is good right now. So what I do is I want to create a custom audience, and there's a bunch of different options here. So I can do a customer file, website traffic. If I have an app, I can do app activity or engagement. So this is cool because you can create a list of people who engage with your content on Facebook or Instagram. That's neat, right? So let's check that out. Oh, there we go. There's a video right there. Well, we have a video, so why don't we create a custom audience based on that video? If we had a lead form, we could do it here too. Full screen experience, I've never done that, but that's pretty cool. And then our page as well. And then Instagram or an event. So we want to do a video. And we want to choose the content type. So here's where we have a bunch of different options. So people who viewed at least 3 seconds of your video, people who viewed at least 10, people who have watched 25%, 50%, 75%, or 95%. So you could basically create one for each of these if you really wanted. What I found that most people are doing for a local business is they're doing the 75%. So you click that, and you can do it for the past year, and then we name it. So what are we going to name it? Well, remember we use a number system here on our campaigns. So 001 is definitely going to be in this name, and it's going to be viewed 75% of, I'll put yoga video. That's it. So then I click on, oh, I got to choose video. Oops. I thought I did that. So let's go back here. Facebook page is Peak. There it is. Peak Physique. There it is. Okay. Select your page. Select your video. Hit confirm. So people have watched 75% of your video in the last 365 days. We're going to create a custom audience named 001-viewed 75%. Done. Now, while we're in here, we are going to run traffic to this, but it is going to populate. So what Facebook is doing is they're taking everybody based on, remember that tracking pixel that we used? And not only that, but their own internal metrics and tracking devices, so they can see how long people watched a video for. It's pretty cool. So we not only want to create that, but we want to click it, and we want to go to actions and create a lookalike. So a lookalike means people who look like your custom audience. And it's very easy to do, as you saw. So the source is going to be this lookalike, or sorry, this custom audience is the source. You can see that. And then what we do is we type in, I don't know if we can go to the city level here. I think we have to go to Australia. If you're in the US, put US. And then we're going to create this. It's a 1% lookalike. So what they're going to do is find about 159,000 people who look like your custom audience. And all we have to do is click create. Very cool. And now we've got two audiences in here. We can run ads to both of these. And I'm going to show you how. Okay. Now, hopefully it'll update, but I want to do a couple more. So I'm going to click Actions, Create Lookalike. Again, I'm going to put in Australia there. And now I'm going to do like a 3% lookalike. I'm going to click Create. And I'll do another one. So you can see how many you can do here, right? It's pretty awesome. And then I'm going to do a big one. I'm going to do a 10% lookalike. Create. And you could do 2%, 4%, 5%, 6%, and then we can do even fancy ones like this. Watch this one. So I'll do Australia. And these are all different audience segments that Facebook's going to find for us. So this one, I click on Advanced Options, and then I select 1. And then I drag this out to 5, and drag that to 1. Then I click Create. So there. So I've got now 5 audiences that I can run ads to based on my preliminary ad. So now in order to use these, I need to create another campaign. So that's kind of the second part here. So I go back to my good old Power Editor. Oh, and I do need an image, right? So what I'm going to do is find an image, just a yoga image. You can buy an image or you can get one off here. It's no big deal, whatever you want to do. Or even better, you could like go to their website and get one. So I want one that really stands out. And I've never run into issues with using these type of things, but the more amateur it looks in the photograph, kind of the better it's going to be. So some of these look too professional. So I'm not going to spend a long time on this, but when you're doing these, I'm just going to like take the first one. When you're doing these, try and find like amateur looking yoga pictures, and from the actual business is good, or like really good backgrounds like that. So I'm just going to save this, save image as, and I'm going to go to my desktop here. Oop, froze up. Oh, you bugger. Let's drag this over here for 1 second. So I'm going to go to desktop. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to save this as, if it's iStock, I don't want to use iStock because they go after people. So let's find another one. Is that iStock? Cancel this. If you ever see iStock photo, don't use them unless you bought it, because they will chase you down. Or you could also do settings, and there's some search settings that you can use in order to find, that's result per page. Tools. Usage rights, that's what I wanted. So labeled for reuse with modification. So if you click on that, then you're safe. So now I can use any of these, and I'm not going to get in any trouble. So that's kind of cool. It's got to be something that stands out. Any amateur ones in here? Actually, that one's pretty cool. You know what? I'm going to use that one. So let me save this. Save image as. Just popped open another window here. Yoga stand silhouette. Okay. So I've got my image. Now I just want to open up Photoshop real quick and resize it. So let me do that. Just open in another window. There we go. So I've got my image in Photoshop, and I'm just going to go image, image size, and I want it to be 1200 by 628 in this case, because I'm going to do basically a clickable image. So now I do File, Save for Web, then click Save, Desktop, and I'll just save it as here, Yoga 1200 by 628. Okay, save. Good. So now I've got my image, because we always need an image when we're doing ads. So now I can go back here, and I have this campaign which is running, and this campaign is, we want to check the objective, video views. So what I'm going to do is actually create a new campaign. So I'm going to edit. I'm just going to grab this, and you'll see how I number this too. So I'm going to create a traffic campaign for my basically retargeting is what it's called. So I copy and paste the name, put -1. So it's still campaign 1, but it's 001-1. 30th, 1 week free coupon. And here, there's a couple different options. We could do conversions. Okay, with physical products, I do conversions quite a bit, but for this, I'm going to do traffic because I basically want people to click, and it's people that have already shown some interest or people who look like people who have already showed some interest. So let's put the name in here. So now I named it 001-1, which is my campaign, and then ad set is 001. It's just the naming that I use. And then we'll call this video views 75%, and I'm going to name my ad set the exact same. Paste, save. So I am going quickly, but you can always go back through the replay and check this out. Now I need to edit my ad set, so I click on that, and now I have my name up there. Choose where you want to drive traffic. Well, it's a website, and then here I'm just going to put a little $5 daily. Start it right now, but here's the difference. So I want to actually put in Seaton, South Australia in this case, because that's where it is. Then I can do like, I'll go 50 this time. And up here is where I want to use my custom audiences. So here's the one I created. There's less than 20 people on this, but there'll be more as more traffic flows through it. So that means this custom audience is going to see my ad. Okay, so I leave this. I leave the age the same, gender the same, languages I don't have to worry about, detailed targeting I don't have to worry about, expand interest I don't have to worry about, placements I just want to put what I usually do, which is desktop and newsfeed only. So let's go here. Make sure I set that up right. There we go. So I'm on the feeds, desktop and mobile. And then down here I'm doing link clicks. I'm going to leave it on auto. If you get into the advanced stuff, you'll be doing manual bidding. And then I'm going to pay per impression. That's good. So I leave it on the default settings. And then I just click on my ads. So I go here. And now here, I actually need to create one. So I've got you see another one in there. You'll see that for the physical products in a minute. So that's peak. And now I need to create my actual campaign. So let's go here. I'm going to click this because I want to send them here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to create an ad with an image, and I'm going to select my image, upload. It just popped open in another monitor over here. I'm going to grab this. There's my image. It's coming. So that's the one that we just did, 1200 by 628. The URL I want to send them to is right here. And then down here, I want to put this. And I actually have to go back in a second and change one thing. So let's put just like that. You know what? I'm going to leave that as free yoga class certified, learn more. It's going to track there. I could actually do, no, I guess we'll do learn more. So did you get your free coupon? If not, get it now before it's gone. Free yoga class by certified instructor, learn more. So we're going to leave that. But I do need to do one thing here. I'm going to go back to my asset library for 1 second because I want to create a custom audience of people who, oops. Okay, create, oh, what are you doing? Create custom, there we go. So I'm going to create a custom audience and I want it to be website traffic and it's on the Yoga Pixel, but here I want to type in an event. So from your events, if it's a lead in the past 30 days, well actually let's go 180, then I want to create this audience called 001-lead. So in our case, all we're doing is creating a list of people who already got the coupon. And you'll see why in a second. So I put that in there, and now I go back to Power Editor, and I'm going to hit reload so that it loads up on the new audience I just created, because I don't want to show ads to people if they've already got the coupon. That's a waste of money. So if I go back here, that's saying some Instagram thing, which I don't really care about. So let's go back here. And now I'm going to do something. So I included this audience, but see this exclude button? Click that, 001, and lead. So I'm only showing ads to people who viewed 75% of the video, but they didn't get the coupon already. Because remember, I have this lead pixel on the thank you page. So the page after they enter their name and email. So if they got their name and email to me already, I don't want to show them ads anymore. Pretty slick, right? So let's definitely do that. And then let's go here. I don't know why it's still showing this because I'm not even targeting Instagram. I think it's just a bug. So if you ever see that error, just go back here and you'll see I don't have Instagram at all. But they're saying an ad account has no access to Instagram. Please authorize Instagram or assign ad account to this. Okay, so this should upload fine. I'm going to try and apply. I'm not sure why it's throwing that error. It's got to be a bug. Usually if I'm targeting Instagram as a placement, it'll give me that, but I'm not. So I don't know why it's doing this. It did it before to me too. So what I'm going to do is try. I don't have an Instagram account for this. Well, is that all they wanted? That's all they wanted. Okay. All right, whatever. So let's upload that again then. So there we go. Just figured out a little bug in Facebook that the error message makes no sense whatsoever, but we got it fixed. So when you see that, just go through and click the little add Instagram placement, and then that error message will go away. And it says creative is not eligible for Instagram, but I don't care because I'm not targeting Instagram in this case. So now, just real quick, I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a duplicate here and then use my lookalike audiences. So I'm going to go duplicate, and I'm not going to do one for all of them. I'm just going to do it for this because we're at about half an hour in here. So here's how I do it. Duplicate, change this to a 2. I'm going to make one change. So I'm going to go 001. You can see why I use these numbers, right? Because when you have a whole bunch of lookalikes and custom audiences, it's really hard to sort through these unless you have a numbering system attached to them. So here, in this case, I'm going to do a lookalike, and I'm going to remove that one, and everything else is going to be the same. I'm going to copy that. So this is going to go to the lookalike audience. So same ad, but I'm expanding. And then I click on ads, change the name. And then in here, I want to use an existing post. And then select the post. I'm going to go and hit reload. Because what I want to do is send all my traffic to the same post. Because that way I get the social proof on that post, which is beneficial. Very beneficial. There's no need to create a brand new one. So I'm going to go back here. Actually, I'll go here. Just going to pull up. This one is active, so I'm going to do a preview. Since it's not coming up in my little drop-down box, I'll do a preview of the ad. And all I want to do is grab the post ID. So I do see post, Facebook post with comments, opens up here. You're going to see the post that we just created right there. Got your free. Did you get your free week coupon? If not, get it now before it's gone. Okay, but this is the number I need right here. So I copy this. I go back to Power Editor, go back to my ad, number 2, and then I use existing posts. It's not coming up in my drop-down because Facebook is slow. So I just enter the post ID. Click submit. And you'll see now I'm sending two ad sets are pointing to the same ad. Pretty cool, eh? So now when people start commenting on this post, it's going to come up it's all my traffic's going to one post. So the social proof is going to build up. The likes, shares, and comments are going to build up. As that builds up, Facebook likes it more. The engagement goes up, and everybody's happy. So, pretty slick way to do it. And there you see, my business manager just popped up in Messenger and said the ad's approved. So I would now go back and remember in the asset library here, remember we built 1, 2, 3, 4 lookalikes? Well, now you would just continue doing duplicates of the other lookalikes and run them to the same ad. So now if I do a duplicate of ad set number 2, it's going to have the existing post in it already. Okay, so that's the little thing. The first one, you create the ad. Second one, you do a duplicate and enter the post ID. Okay, so just take a second to digest that. If you have any questions, I'm going to hit you up at the end. I see a couple coming through. Yeah, don't use Getty images either. They're crazy. If your screen is flashing, I apologize. I think there's something wrong with GoToWebinar. That's buggering that up. I'm going to actually talk to them about that. So going back, that's basically it for the local stuff. That's how I run it. So I'm going to run, just to summarize, we start with a video and we want to run traffic to the video, and it's like local. So it's like 25 or 50 miles around the business. So in that case, it was Seaton, South Australia. I create my yoga video. I said offer something like a discount or a free week or something like that to get them in the door. Then you saw how it goes to the actual page here where they opt in. Okay, and then when they opt in, so if I put my name, I'm going to put this one because I think they'll actually email me. Send me my coupon, then it goes to the thank you page where it says, hey, wait a second, get them. So this is like an upsell. So I've got the name and email already. It's on the list. Get that, or no thanks, I'm not interested. Just take me to the 1 week free voucher. Click that, and it shows you ready to redeem, how to use it, the address, all that good stuff. So this is all created in ClickFunnels. But the point is, we're just going through and we're creating a funnel, and then we're sending traffic to it. And then phase 2 is what we did today. We created custom audience, and then we created lookalikes based on the custom audience, and then we created an ad, a traffic ad in this case, to show to people who viewed the video but didn't submit their email yet. So these are warmer prospects than the cold traffic that we do in phase 1. So I hope you guys can wrap your head around that. It's a really good way to do it for local business because you let Facebook build your audiences, which is right here. Okay, so Facebook is going to build this one. They're going to build all these, and you're going to build they're going to build this too based on your leads. So these will be green once they're built, and it'll say like there has to be at least 20 people in there, which I should have had if I started it like 7 days ago, like I was supposed to. And then it will update these lookalikes, and then your ads will run, and you can scale with those lookalikes. It's really a powerful way to do it. 2-step process, but it works really well for any local business. Doesn't matter what you do. If you can create a video, make an offer, create a funnel, you can run ads to it, then you can scale those ads just as I showed you. Okay? Sound good? Give me a 1 if that was pretty cool. And you're going to try that with your local business. I know we have a lot of product guys in here, so you're going to be happy because we're going to go to number 2 for the day of 3 things. Right on. Thanks, Eric, Lisa, Luann, Austin. Oh, everybody just pumping in there. Right on. Awesome. Good, good. So let's go here and let us do number 2. Preparation for selling physical products online. So this is like my bread and butter. I started out generating leads way back when, but then I did CPA offers, which are like kind of, I don't want to say shady, but they're things like submit your email and then that company sells the email to like a million other companies and then you get spammed. I didn't really feel good about doing it because it didn't pay much and it just didn't sit well with me. So I really like physical products because somebody actually buys something and you actually send it to them. Well, you don't. In my case, I use gearbubble.com for this, but the product is sent to them and they enjoy it and they wear it and they comment on it and they post pictures on your page of them wearing it if it's a wearable item and or a gift, and they comment how they, the person who got it really liked it. That's what I like. That gets me going. So that's what I do. So I create physical products and then I sell them using Facebook ads. But I don't want to deal with fulfillment. I don't want to take the order. I don't want to deal with customer service, definitely, because that's not my cup of tea. My cup of tea is being creative, creating the design, putting it on a product, and then handing off the heavy lifting part to a company like a print-on-demand company that's going to do that for me. And then I make the sale, the print-on-demand company takes their cut, I get my cut, I run ads to it, I profit, everybody's happy. So that's what a lot of guys on these webinars are doing, are on this webinar. This is where you guys came from, my world of the physical product. So for preparation, phase 1 is today. The next phase, kind of the cleanup, is on week 4 webinars. So we got to do some prep work first. We got to pick a niche, create a Facebook page, post some content on the page, get some likes of the page, so get people to like the page. Then we're going to do a little bit of research of products in the niche. We're going to create designs for the niche. So that's kind of what we're going to do today. So pick a niche. So a good niche must meet, and if you're American and it's niche, I guess you guys say it, but I have a very Canadian accent because I'm Canadian, so of course I'm going to have a Canadian accent. A good niche must meet the following criteria. So these all have to be yeses when you're looking for one, because you got to pick a niche that you want to be in. Ideally, you want to have 3 core niches that you're running in, but we'll start with one. Number 1, easy to find the people on Facebook. Is it? If it's high school art teachers, good luck. There's like 1,400 of them total on Facebook. Not a good niche to be in. They're difficult to find too. They must have disposable income. Okay, generally that means the older the better, but it's not a hard and fast rule. Okay, so you can just kind of go with your gut on some of these, but you can also use audience insights to research kind of disposable income and those kind of things. Number 3, probably the most important, should probably be number 1. They have to be passionate, okay, about the niche. So what I did, and I've done it before, is cats. Okay, for you guys, I'm going to show you cats. The answer is yes to all the above. So that's what we're going to use for our example. Okay, I got a question. Are you doing your own design on GearBubble, or are you outsourcing the design part of your business model? I do both. Okay, I do my own. If it's a simple one, I'll do it myself. If it's a more difficult one, I will outsource it. I'm going to cover that today for you guys too. So create a Facebook page for the niche. Now, we've done this in the previous webinar, so I'm not going to repeat myself here, but I will show you what I did. Okay, so if we go to pages, in my business settings, pages, I'll show you my page. I created a page called I Love Cats. And you can see this one, I actually put a profile picture and a cover photo. Okay, and I just did this today. So this is brand new. There's no likes on it, 0 likes, nothing to it, but I need to get some content on here. So let's go back. So that's my page. You know how to create a page in your business manager. It's not hard. So I'm not going to bore you with that today. Now, if we go back here, I have to post some content to that page. Okay. So how the heck am I going to do that? Well, what I'm going to do is find pictures online, save them to a folder, and I'm going to use a program called FP Traffic, which stands for Facebook Page Traffic. I use this because it's automated and it works really, really, really well. However, if you don't want to use it, and that now, full disclosure, this is an affiliate link for me, okay, ppc-coach.com/FP Traffic. If you don't want to go through an affiliate link, don't. Just go to fptraffic.com. Okay, either way, I don't care, as long as you use it. Good program. There's also programs like Hootsuite that do the same thing. You load up some content and it will automatically post it to the page. So that's awesome. So I have that program post the content to the page on a schedule. So when you go in here, you'll actually see that you schedule the times for your page that you want the content to be posted. And then the program runs in the background on their own server, and it connects to your Facebook page and it posts content for you. Okay, it's really awesome. The owner of the program too is someone that I know and trust, so I'm not worried about him ripping me off. He hasn't yet, and I've been with him for like 5 years so far. And he could, because I've run a lot of money through my pages, but he hasn't, because I trust him. So you have to find people you trust too. That's why some people like Hootsuite. I don't know the owner of Hootsuite, so I'm not going to recommend them. But if you're comfortable with it, go for it. This is just a program I use. And basically, I'll go to like Pinterest, and I'll show you right now how I do it. Go to Pinterest. I need some content. And for me, it's fortunate because I'm doing cats. So it's very, very simple to see. I type in cats. I had a whole bunch here, but see these little numbers like 20.7K, 923, 904, 2.9K. They're not ordered, right? So I want to order them by repins, and these are repins, these numbers. So I go here to my little fancy tool called Pin on Top. And all I do is click Start. Pin on Top is free. You have to have Chrome. And then you can install that, and you can have that little icon show up in the top. When you're on the page, do your search, click Start, and it's going to sort these by repins. So it's going to auto-load 5 pages, and then it's going to sort them automatically. So I don't have to go through and make notes of every single one, which would take quite a while. So here we go. So now I see, okay, this one has 108,600 repins. So that is an image that I'm going to want to get. So I do this manually. I don't know any other better way to do it. And I literally just open in a new tab, save image as, save it to my hard drive. Then I go to the next one. It's a process that's a little bit tedious. You could outsource this if you want, get a virtual assistant to do this. If there are Pinterest scrapers that'll scrape images, go for it. I find it's not that bad, but oh, that's cute. It's so shiny, I must murder it. I've used that on the cat page before. So cat pictures work really well. So I'm going to get these into a folder. I've got a bunch here already, right here. So I get them all into a folder, and then I upload this folder to my traffic program, fptraffic.com. I just basically highlight them all, drag them over, very simple, and then let them post automatically for me. So that's one aspect that I need covered, okay? The other one that I need covered is it's not just content that Facebook wants, it's also this, likes, okay? Now, like campaigns they're kind of weird because you're basically just buying likes on Facebook. And the only reason I'm doing it, the only reason I ever do this is not to sell stuff to them later. It's because I want to increase the engagement on the page in order to bring my ad costs down. So if you don't believe me on this, needing content and likes, start up a page like I did, have it blank, and run some ads on it. You'll see that your CPM rate, or the cost to show it to 1,000 people, is above $10. Okay, so that means it's more expensive to run your ads. So I have to take these 2 steps of gathering content, posting it to the page automatically, and then getting some likes on the page so that Facebook sees, hey, this must be a legit page because it's got likes and it's got content. The content's being posted all the time. People are actually liking, sharing, and commenting on the content. So we like this page, so we're not going to charge this guy as much, or girl, to run ads. That's the only reason I do it, okay? Once your CPM rate, remember when I did the dashboard, is low, like below $10, you can stop the like campaign. Now, I'm going to do a like campaign for you right now to show you how easy it really is. Okay, so let me go back over here to good old Power Editor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a campaign again. And all I'm going to do is call it create campaigns, create. I'm going to call it campaign 000 all likes. So I can buy these likes on Facebook, and I want to get a bunch of them, but I don't want to pay much for them. So I click here, and what we have is under consideration, there's a little thing called page likes. So we click that, enter the ad set name, 001, and I love cats. That's the name of my page. So I'm going to choose my page. I love cats. Right there. And then I'm going to make the ad set and the ad name the exact same. Save to draft. Perfect. Now up here, if I click search, campaign name 000, that way I'm only looking at my like campaign. Click here or click the tab and I can go in and set my budget. I just want to do like $5 a day. So pretty cheap. Run it. I think a good rule of thumb is to get like 20,000 likes. At that point, your CPM should drop quite a bit, and then you can use your product ads in order to get more likes. So we're kind of giving it a boost so that we don't have to pay as much. So here's the trick though, okay? I'm going to get worldwide likes. So there are courses on this, on getting cheap likes, and basically all they do, when you go to the location, you go worldwide, and then we leave it 18 to 65 plus, men or women. But here's the other thing. We want to make sure we do English. Otherwise, we'll get a lot of languages on there that I can't even read, and I don't really want that because I want to be able to read them. So you can see the size of this is gigantic because it's basically everybody in the world. So I'm going to 500 million people. That's a little bit too much. So what I'm going to do is put cats. I'm just going to put my broad interest in there just so that I know these people like cats. So there's 79 million people that this like ad is going to hit, and I'm going to try and get them to like my page. And the only reason is so that they see some of my content, engage with it. Facebook sees that, and then Facebook goes, oh, it must be a legit page. Let's not charge him as much. So placements, same thing. I know some guys are experimenting with audience network again, but I'm not because I don't like it. So in this case, on a like campaign, we can only really do feeds and right column, but I'm just going to do feeds. Okay, so that's my settings. And then I'm going to take that. I don't even need to. Just go to the ads. And here, you'll see, it's going to pull my cover photo automatically. It's a clothing brand. I love cats. Doesn't really matter what you put in there. Some people say if you put community, Facebook can take it away. However, they can take any page at any time anyway, so there's no risk there. So here's the text, okay? This is very difficult, so please stop looking somewhere else right now because this is so complicated. Okay, you have to ask them a question. I thought about this long and hard. Do you like cats? Okay, that's it. That's all you want to do. I know. Pretty simple, right? Do you like cats? Then like our page. And then they click like, and we got a like. Now the pixel doesn't really matter. We could create a cat pixel and put it in here, or we can just not track it because it's a like campaign. It doesn't matter at all. So let's just, I'll even put do not track. So then I just review draft items, confirm, and I just created a like campaign. And I'll let that run basically until my page hits about 20,000 likes, or I'll start running ads and I'll see if it is, if the cost for the ads is low. If it's low, like below $10 CPM rate, then I can pause the like campaign. So it's not something you got to run forever. It's just to give your campaigns a little boost, okay? You can see there, got approved right away. That's how simple the like campaign is, and that is going to build up. Once the content starts posting, you can see I already got an engagement, well, probably from one of you guys, I imagine, because nobody else has seen this. So the content will post. I do it like 3 times a day through fptraffic.com, and then the like campaign will run so people will actually see the content, and then they will like, comment, and share, and the engagement on the page will be nice, and Facebook will be happy. And Facebook, since they're happy, won't charge me as much for my ads, so I will be happy. Then when I start running my test ads and my product ads, it won't cost me as much. So I can make more money, and I can put more in my pocket, along with putting some in Mark Zuckerberg's pocket, okay? So there you go. That's that part. Very simple to do, not difficult at all, okay? Get some likes. Now, you might read some stuff online too about people saying, well, no, you don't never buy likes. That's no, don't do that. Well, those are also guys that are, back in the day, they were building up their pages to like 500,000, 900,000 likes, And back then, when you posted content to your page, it actually, Facebook would show it to the large majority, like 80% of the people who liked your page would see your content for free. So imagine if you're selling a product and you get a page of like 500,000, a million likes. You make one post on there, Facebook shows it to like 250, 300,000 people. You get a ton of sales, right? Well, Facebook saw that and they said, not doing that anymore. We're going to cut down the reach on our free posts for the pages. And instead, if you want people to see your products, you're going to have to boost your posts. So you're going to have to pay for them to see it. So now you have to not only buy the like, but you have to pay for the people who like your page to see it. So they hit you twice, right? So they're smart. They saw what was happening, and they saw that there was revenue to be had, so they cut that off. So now we have to pay for everything. But we're not using it for the purpose that a lot of the articles that you read saying don't do it are. It's a totally different purpose for us. And the guys that are saying don't do it aren't paid traffic guys. They're like SEO guys, or they're trying to get free traffic or organic reach on their page, and that doesn't really exist anymore. So don't worry about that when you read it. So we did a like campaign. So now we can create some designs for the niche as well. I think I missed something here because in my list, yeah, research. Okay, sorry, I apologize. We're at research right now. So before we get to that, I'm going to have to fix that. We're not at the design phase, we're at the research phase. I need to figure out what kind of cat products I'm going to show people. All right, so maybe I'll put this back up. So I'm right here, research. I need to figure out what are people buying in the cat niche, right? Like what do they like? So there's a couple ways to do this. Number one is like Pinterest, of course. I could put in here and I could put cat shirt. And then I could see, oh, maybe if I put it right, cat shirt like that. And you can see, I just want to hang with my cat. Sorry, I can't have plans with my cat. Show me your kitties. This one is funny. But again, I want to sort this by how many people, like by repins, right? To see which ones of these images are the most popular. So in order to do that, load up pin on top for Pinterest. Auto load 5 pages, click start. This is going to sort everything for me. I could even do 10 pages. It takes quite a while to load the 10, and I found it usually craps out too. So we can get a very good idea of what's working right now with cats. And here's one that's a little different, but here's cats because people suck. I actually did this in other niches. So there's a design you could do. Simple, easy. And you think, man, that's ugly. I would never buy that. Well, what's the golden rule? What we think doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what the people who we're targeting think. And with 24,000 people repinning this shirt, they like it. So that's a possible design we could do. So I would take a screenshot of that. I would save it to my idea folder. And then I could use that for future reference when I'm doing my own designs or when I'm outsourcing it. Okay? Here's another one. Simple, kind of dumb, just says meow. But it was like 19,000 repins. So that means 19,000 people took the time out of their day to repin this. So we can make a version of that on our own quite easily. Sorry about that. And here's another one. 1.4K, not the most, but I hug my cat so I don't punch people in the throat. We can make a version of that. We don't want to do copies, but we can do a version. Show me your kitties. 10,600 people repinned it. Oh, it seems my repin tool just lost its footing because I hit the back on my browser, so I apologize for that. Sorry I'm late, my cat was sitting on me. So if I were doing shirts, this is what I'd be looking at. Okay, and I'd have to do the repin, or the sort again, to get them in order, but we can just scroll through really quick. Cats are like potato chips. Can't have just one. 1,500 people repin that. That's a good sign. So the more repins you have, the better the possible ability to get a sale is, I guess, right? So part cat. Don't know how a dog one got in there. But anyway, you can scroll through this for days. That's one way. Pinterest. Second way is companies like Teespring. Okay. they got this little search thing. It even says favorite animal. Let's look at cats and let's see what comes up. Oh, here's some cat stuff. Again, don't copy people, but take these for inspiration, create your own version. Okay, so there's a lot of ideas there. There's also Google. Very good place to go because you could go like this, cat t-shirts. Type that in. You'll also get a bunch here on these listings, like Etsy, designed by humans, a bunch of stores that have them, but you can also click on images and you can see a bunch of cat t-shirts. Or maybe you don't want to do t-shirts. Maybe you don't want to do mugs. There you go. Whole bunch of ideas. So what I would do is start creating a folder of ideas for cat designs. And then I would go through, and if I could do it on my own, I'd do it. If I like something like that, I can easily do on my own. Cat lady, that's not hard to do. But something like that might be a bit more involved. I could still do it, but I don't know if everybody could. So I might want to outsource that. Okay. You can also go to Gear Bubble. So in order to go there, I have to do a incognito window. But this is my favorite place to use for print-on-demand products. I started with Teespring, but I moved to these guys. So search for campaigns, cats. Let it load up here. Just going to grab a quick drink of water while it's doing that. So you see what they basically did. Some of these top sellers, they just took an image from like a royalty-free site, or they pay for an image and buy the rights to it and stick it on a mug or a necklace, and they sell it. The cat mother, probably a popular one, 96 sold, 99 of this one. Okay, whole bunch of one, 91 of this mug. Lots of ideas that you can get. You can never run out of ideas when you're doing this. So what you want to do is build up your idea folder with your research from your products to figure out what you're going to put up, okay? And then we move on to this one. So now we've done our research, we've got a folder. You have two options, right? You can create it. Oop, go back. You can, oh, you bugger. Sorry about that. You can create your own. I think I'm in the right one. Sorry about that. There it is. So you can create them yourself in Photoshop or GIMP. Okay, Photoshop is paid. GIMP is free. It's actually a clone kind of a Photoshop, but open source. I use Photoshop, and I think you can buy a version now for like $19.99 a month from Adobe. But you can create some pretty cool designs in it. The good part too, if you're trying to create designs yourself, YouTube is your best friend, because there are literally like millions of tutorials on how to create designs, how to do certain things. So if you find a design, you say, okay, well, how do I put the text in front of that picture? YouTube, putting text in front of a picture in Photoshop, you'll get like 50 different videos, tutorials showing you how for free. That's how I learned Photoshop. That's also how I learned how to use GIMP, because I had to, because people didn't want to buy Photoshop and I was training people on how to do designs on their own. So I had to learn GIMP on my own, and I just use YouTube for it. If you don't like that, if you're not creative, that's fine. That's no worries. You can outsource it. So you can go to a place like Fiverr, and you can pay like $5 or $10 for a designer to actually do up your design for you. And remember those screenshots that I suggested that you build up a folder of? Well, what I do is I buy a gig, it's called, on Fiverr, and I show them, I attach the screenshot of the product that I looked at, and I say, I want something that looks like this, but not identical in any way, and I want it to say this, and then I'll put the slogan on it, and then attach the screenshot so they know, and it works. You can build up quite a few of those. Once you get a little bit more advanced, you can go to Upwork.com, and you can start getting them. You can hire designers. So I would hire like probably 2 or 3 at a time, and hire them part-time. And I like to pay per design. I don't like to pay hourly, because I find some of them will take extra long on a design just to get more money. So I like to pay per design. But when you get to that point, you're probably doing some pretty good volume and you probably want to be building a team out anyway. So creating designs could be a whole 4-week webinar on its own. So I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of detail on it, but those are your two options. Okay, Photoshop or GIMP is free. Outsource it, Fiverr or Upwork. Those are the 4 basic options that you can use with that. So I don't know why I had that in there. That was probably for the research. Number 3. We've covered a lot. We've covered local business. We've covered the preparation for the physical product business. We are just over an hour now, but let's get into the next step. The next step is testing, launching, and scaling. So we test our designs first, pick the best one to launch, and then scale it. Next webinar, we will do the next step. So you thought we were going to go into that, but we're not. Not today. So if you have questions, type them in the chat box. I already saw quite a few come in there. I don't mean to confuse anybody, but the only dumb question is the one that is not asked. So don't be a dummy. Ask questions. Homework. Of course we've got homework. And this homework looks hard. Do you want me to eat it? I thought that was hilarious. Part 1. Watch the replay of this webinar. If you're wondering where they are, there's this website called ppc-coach.com where all these replays are posted. There's also a page, PPC Coach on Facebook, where I put links to the replays. And there's also a group called PPC Coach. It's so weird, but they're all named the same. The guy who created it's probably really smart that way. So go to the group, go to the page, go to the website. You get the replays. If you're on the list for the webinars, you will get an email from me, unless you didn't confirm your email address. So that's bad on you. So I do email them out as well. So watch replay. Part 2, if you are a local business or an agency guy running for a local business, finish off your local business campaign. Part 3, start your preparation phase for physical products. So what we just went through is what you need to do, because we need to get some designs ready in our niche so that we can test them. Because testing is the key to success selling physical products online. We don't launch like a full-blown ad campaign for every single product idea we have. We have a step in between there where we test first. And people always say, well, how do you know if a test worked? Well, it got a sale? That's how you know, because we're going to test in batches, 3 to 5 at a time. And the one that gets the sales, or the most sales, is the one that we want to launch a full-blown ad campaign for, okay? Because remember, it's all about time, energy, and budget. And we don't want to waste any of those. So we're only going to we're going to cherry pick the best ones from our test results in order to go full bore at them with ads to try and make more money. So another thing, usually I put my course in here, but my course is on my website. So check out the support options, okay? Number 1, like a lot of guys have emailed me and there's some great questions. And I don't mean to blow anybody off at all, but there is a free Facebook group. And if you post those questions in there, I'll get to them. And if I don't get to them, there's so many smart people in there with really big brains that are very, very experienced as well. They'll help you out too. So I will help you in there. They'll help you in there. If you want a little bit more, I also have group coaching, okay? That's a little bit, you basically get more of my attention because you're paying for it, right? So of course I'm going to give you more attention. And then the highest level is a one-on-one. So there was a guy in the group today, and he was saying, if I'm going to pay some guy $3,000 for coaching, he better be doing most of it for me so I don't have to do any of the work. And I just responded and said, yikes. And I think I ticked him off, but I said, I don't think you understand what coaching is. It's not about, you're not hiring an agency to do the work for you. It's helping you and guiding you and teaching you so that you can do it on your own. But if you think you're going to get anywhere online making money by not doing any of the work, man, you're very confused. Very, very confused, and you're not going to make it very long. Because there's a ton of work to do, and either you embrace it and dig in and do it, or you flounder. So choice is yours. Anyway, last thing and then I'll hit the questions. We did cross 2,000. That was awesome. We're up even higher now. I just didn't get a good screenshot on there. So the whole point we're doing all this free stuff is for terryfox.ca/Ken's Crew. People have told me that the sponsor us button doesn't work on the Chrome browser for some reason. Or maybe it did work on Chrome, but it didn't work on Firefox. Anyway, I think they fixed it, but I don't know because I haven't donated to myself in a while. But so if you want to go there, sponsor us, fine, totally optional. That's coming up September 16th, so it's coming up. We've got about 2 weeks. I'm at about a little over 20% of my goal. Mind you, I set a pretty ambitious goal of 10,000. So I've got family and friends too that are running their own teams, and they're at like 400. So I'm beating them. I'm a competitive guy, so I always want to make as much money as I can, whether it's going in my pocket or it's going to a good, very good cause, even better cause, the Terry Fox Foundation. If you don't know who that is, type in Terry Fox into Google, and you'll be blown away at what this guy's done, or what he did in his short time on this planet. So just very inspiring. When you think you're having a good day, when you think you're having a bad day, think about this guy. Just look at that picture. Like, the dude had his leg amputated, and then he decided he's going to run across Canada. That's a long run. We're as wide or wider than the United States. And he was going to do it too until cancer took his life. So anyway, if you think you're having a bad day, you're not. This guy was having way worse days than anybody else, and he just blew everybody's mind. So, and his legacy continues now. Anyway, thank you. I'm going to see you on the next webinar, give you some good real-life stuff to chew on again. But let's go into some questions real quick, and then we'll close up shop. I'll get this all rendered. And I love, that's nice. Oh, buffer. Yeah, good idea. So Rusty says buffer is good for auto posting as well. I have heard of that one. I've never used it, but you can do that. What about copyrights when snagging other people's pics from Pinterest or Google? I've never run into trouble because I don't alter them in any way. So a lot of them have like a watermark in the bottom, and I just leave it. So it's kind of like giving them credit anyway. So if it has their website or whatever it may be, if somebody ever contacted me and said, that's my picture, take it down, I'll just take it down. I'm not going to fight them. How much can we make on Gear Bubble, if possible, to get a profit margin of 30 to 40% per sale? Oh, well, you can make quite a bit. I've made quite a bit on Gear Bubble, but I shoot for about 50% profit. So meaning if I sell $1,000 worth of product, like revenue-wise, it'll cost me probably, no, wait. If I sell $1,500 worth of revenue, it'll probably cost me $1,000 in ads to do it. And then it leaves me a profit of $500, so that's about 50%. I think I did that right. Yeah. So you can do easily 30 to 40% profit per sale, even after your ad costs. That's why I like them. How do I modify designs so that it won't be like the one I copied someone else's design? All you need to do to say to the designer, or if you're doing it yourself, do the test. So if I print out the two designs, so the one that I like, that I found, and then my own version, if you hold them up side by side and they look very similar and you go, that's kind of a copy, then it's a copy. But if one is like one image and one slogan, and the other is a totally different image, totally different colors, maybe the same slogan, I think you're okay. You just use common sense when you're trying to figure out if it's a copy or not. Use all those other ones for inspiration, but don't copy them exactly. Like, don't take a Xerox machine, a photocopier, and copy it and try and sell it on your own. That's not cool. That's happened to me multiple times, and I hate it every time it happens. How much should I change in a design to not be seen as a copycat? Like I said, it's kind of you got to look at it yourself and say, okay, well, if that were my design and this new version I have, would I be fine with that being sold by somebody else? Ask yourself that question. If you say, well, no, it looks too similar, then it's too close. So change it up even more. There's so many different design styles and colors and images and backgrounds and fonts and everything else that you can use to make it look totally different, that it shouldn't be an issue. It comes with experience to figure out which one is a copy or what's an acceptable version. So just don't make it look like the other guys. I've had guys that they take screenshots of my designs and then they use Photoshop to cut them out and then they paste them into Gear Bubble products. Now, fortunately, I know the owner of Gear Bubble pretty well, so I can literally send him a text and he will take it down for me within like 5 minutes, but not everybody has that luxury. So if you think it's a copy or too close, then it is. So just change it up even more. Make sense? Okay, last couple questions coming in. Okay, how early should we start Facebook advertising our Christmas products? Joe, great question. Right now, actually yesterday you should start it. And I've already I changed all my text right now to say, makes a great Christmas present. That's kind of like my headline. So, and I have people that are like, Christmas, it's too early. And then other people come on and go, well, if you want to get it delivered in time and not, avoid the holiday rush, now's actually a good time. And there's actually little debates going on right now. And then I chime in, I go, I want to make sure you got this thing in plenty of time for Christmas. So yes, I'm advertising it now. Go to Costco, go to Walmart, go anywhere. They're just like, they're itching to pack up their Halloween stuff right now and put out the Christmas stuff. They've even got a couple of Christmas products up already. So we just want to make sure you've got it as a buyer well in advance of the actual day. So that's why you should be buying this now. So if people give you any flack, just say, it's for your benefit that you get it now. Are t-shirts very good ideas for Christmas? Oh yeah, they are. There's also ugly sweaters that are pretty good for Christmas. They do really well. So look at that too. Another question, do hashtags in Facebook help grow your pages? Any proof of that with you? I don't honestly know. I've never used hashtags on my pages, but worth a shot. I don't think they're as popular as like Twitter or Instagram or what's that other one, Snapchat. But I don't know. It's worth a test. Another question, when you are setting up pixels, do you set up just one pixel for the website or one for each ad? So the local business one was in there. I didn't set up a cat pixel, but you can have up to 10 pixels per business manager account. So if I had like cats and then dogs and then I don't know, a seasonal one like Christmas sweaters, then I could set up a pixel for each of those and run it that way. What I've found though, I've been experimenting quite a bit with pixels because I experiment with everything, but I found having just one generic pixel is actually outperforming my niche pixels, and I've run them side by side to test this. So as of right now, I would say if you create one pixel for your ad account, you're going to be fine, regardless of the niche, but you can certainly experiment with individual pixels per niche or even custom conversions, which is a little bit advanced. But don't let it stop you, put it that way. As long as you have something tracking it, you're going to be fine. Okay, take a couple more and then we're done. So question is, on Fiverr, when we ask the designer to design, do we need to have certain specs for the t-shirt? So we need to let them know it's a t-shirt design. Yeah, I usually say, you know what, I just want to make sure this looks good on a black background or a blue or a dark green or purple background, just so they get the colors right, because you can use multiple colors. Another question, if I'm designing my own images, should I consider fonts that are free for commercial use? Do programs such as GIMP and Inkscape provide fonts like this? Yeah, I tend to just use the free for commercial use fonts. I have bought 2 fonts in my life, and I think I used them twice. So I think what you have available is good enough. So if you are concerned about licensing, and that's fine, and commercial use, then there are lots of font sites that you can buy them. Some of them are pretty expensive, but it might give you that little leg up on the competition, because if everybody else is using the free fonts that are for commercial use and you're using like these fancier paid ones, it might make your design stand out a little bit better. So good question. How do you deal with Gear Bubble's delivery times? I haven't really had any issues with it. I do have an email follow-up sequence where I explain very clearly where the product's coming from, how to track their order, and who to contact for support. and it's basically passing it all right off to GearBubble, right in my email sequence. So I've never had many complaints with those. Does Teespring do sweaters? I believe they do. I haven't used them in a while. I might use them for socks, but I'm a little expensive on the base cost there for me. Are the print-on-demands that print on actual sweaters used for ugly sweaters? Yeah, it's not like an embroidered thing or a stitch thing. It's an actual design that's just like printed on. So it still looks good. Who can we use to fill ugly sweaters for Christmas? I would use GearBubble because that's where I have all mine right now. And it is a print, but it looks fine. I mean, it's supposed to be ugly. So that's the whole point of the ugly sweaters. So my throat's getting super dry. I apologize for that. We went a little bit over today. I had to hit a lot of stuff and I went pretty quick. I apologize for that. But I will get this webinar done up. I hope it didn't flicker too much. I turned off everything I could on my end to make sure that that didn't happen. But again, thank you for everyone for coming on the webinar. I'm going to see you on the next one, the last one, number 4. We're going to run some cool stuff for physical products, and we're going to cover quite a bit too on that one. So I'm going to try and keep it to an hour, but like I said, it's so hard for me because I have so much stuff I want to show you guys. So again, thank you for coming. If you want to donate to the Terry Fox Foundation for me, do it. If you don't, no hard feelings, no harm in asking. All right, everybody have a great day, and we will see you hopefully in the Facebook group, but also in a week from now. Have a great day, everybody.